So Tim, you have some thoughts on Below Deck. What draws you to Below Deck as like a franchise?
I think at the time I was watching it, it was like there's something just so there's something so beautiful about the show. I love the juxtaposition of like these beautiful shots of like the coasts of the Mediterranean Sea and these old ancient cities, and then the next thing is like somebody barfing on this cobblestone road because they got too drunk or whatever at a party, or banging on a boat or whatnot. It's pleasing to watch for the scenery. And also the drama is like, how is it not going to be dramatic? You have these people making cash money. They're young, they're travelers. A lot of them are super hot, and they're just stuck in these tiny little boats. And the drama ensues. I could never do that. I don't even know if I could ever sleep on a boat that's on the water overnight. I think I'd be too scared. I'd be too scared of getting laid.
legitimate concern.
And the chefs are always pricks. And the guests are always just such unique characters. I'm guessing they get like a discount or free travel to be on the show, and they're encouraged just to be the most opulent people possible. That's what it seems like, anyways. And then I also sometimes just get frustrated and be like, why don't you just fucking clean it? Why don't you just go to work? You have responsibilities here.
Yeah, it's funny how watching the show really does give you like manager brain, while you're like, no, that was your responsibility. Why are you ignoring the chain of command right now?
Let's get into our highlights here. Dylan, what were your highlights for Below Deck, Mad?
Lara, she's really funny to me. I just like how she's like being like, yeah, Natalia, I just want to like pull her hair. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. She's being like, says that kiss. She kisses Luca, and she's like, it's like kissing your brother. I don't have siblings. I don't know if that sounds weird, whatever. And everybody's like fawning over a little kid, and they're like, oh, I want to have a little kid. And she's like, I can't think of anything worse. She's just a really funny character to me. So my highlight is mostly just her presence. I just like how she like works hard, has like a very unaffected delivery, and it's just like very funny to me.
I still have trouble telling her and Haley apart. I think they look so similar. I don't know who's who on screen.
Right, until they speak.
Yeah.
Because these shows continue to be like the Avengers for the most annoying accents in the English-speaking world.
But yeah, I think that she's a compelling crew person. I like Haley a lot too. I think that she's pretty funny when she's on screen, unless it is Laura that I am thinking of. So, in which case, never mind. But she's got like the main beef with Max, right? It's Haley that has the main beef with Max.
They both do. I think Laura more so because especially now that Laura got like promoted, but I think Haley fucking hates him too. Easy to hate, and he's hilarious for that reason. Great guy. love a obnoxious French fuck who doesn't know how to work. He's hilarious.
Do you have any other highlights from Below Deck Med there, Dylan?
Oh, I think Natalia refers to having sex as dipping the doodle, which just reinforces my firmly held belief that Australians should be illegal.
There was another thing that Natalia said that stood out to me. She said she like guests were like praising to me, and she was like, "Oh, now I need a glass of chompers or chompers, something like that," which I'm assuming is champagne. But like, one, how come that's your go-to like stress drink? Like,
Yeah.
pop pop a bottle, and two, like chompers.
Just the worst slangs, and nobody has worse slang than Australians. It's just they come up with the worst ways to say everything.
Sandy, do you have any highlights or anything specifically that stood out to you from Below Deck Med?
Well, as I've been complaining about, I thought this was a pretty low key episode. I do love Below Deck generally, but I think my highlight was Jess going to the ER for her hangover or whatever,
Yeah.
because there's no way
Oh my
she had a
God.
throat infection all of a sudden after like puking all night. I think that was like from that. So
Right.
that's what I like. She took care. She did what she needed to do. But anyway, that was about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had note of that as well. It definitely was like going in for a hangover, nothing else. I also thought that this was more on the boring side. I did enjoy seeing like Roy Orbison Jr. back on the boat. I think, I don't know, it's kind of like a fun guest to have, and the fact that he brought on like a guy from Jackass is like
That's so
really really funny.
It is funny how they have like Roy Orbison's insane son and the guy from fucking Jackass who's like broke his back multiple times doing stunts on camera, and so far they seem to be like the most like good-natured and normal charter they've had this year.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
this is one thing. So as you saw as you were reminded of from the flashbacks, a few seasons ago, he was super drunk or whatever, out of control. And I think they're all like sober now because they were ordering like virgin drinks. And I don't know if we're getting into that article that we shared earlier, but it really speaks to like, we like seeing drunk people on these shows, and like I'm willing to investigate what that means about myself because I feel that very strongly. And so when someone comes on and they're like, they used to be a drunk mess and now they're not, I'm like very disappointed. And so I don't know, like I have to engage with what that means for me and what I'm getting out of these shows, and that's what we're here for. But that was definitely part of the reason I didn't like this episode, because I'm like, I don't know, someone's got to be getting drunk or else I don't like it. Maybe like I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And you know, we did see a lot of the crew get really drunk on a short turnover. So I've got a lot of hope for that sort of activity on this season. But it didn't even register that they were ordering like virgin drinks. So I'm a bit disappointed to hear that. But yeah, I think that's a good point. That's gonna, you know, that Vanity Fair article that we'll get into, and